Ever get that feeling, when you hear a song and it's like, man, this is still so relevant?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like, take Barracuda,
Right.
that heart,
Oh, classic.
that energy, that defiance. It's like it could have been written yesterday. And it kind of got us thinking about some stuff Nancy Wilson said recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was talking about how, well, she feels kind of embarrassed about America right now.
Hmm.
And she's comparing it to back in the Vietnam War era, like how she felt then versus now.
Interesting. Embarrassed about America, huh?
Yeah. And we've been digging into this interview she did with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel.
Okay.
And she basically says she felt embarrassed back then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like even more so now.
Wow. That's quite a statement. I mean, the Vietnam era, that was a pretty turbulent time, right? So to say it's even more embarrassing now, that's really saying something.
Right. So we're going to try to unpack that a bit. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on that's making her feel that way?
Yeah, I'm curious too.
I mean, you really got to kind of think about Heart's place in music, right? To understand where she's coming from.
Absolutely. They were huge.
Like, massive. They started in the early 70s, Nancy and her sister Ann.
Right.
They were like trailblazers,
Yeah.
women in hard rock back then.
Totally pioneering for sure.
Like, busted down doors. And the songs, forget about it. Barracuda, Crazy on You, Magic Man.
Oh, yeah. All huge hits.
Giant hits, Grammy nominations, the whole 9 yards.
You're right. Thinking about it, they weren't just making music, were they? They were changing the game, making space for women in rock.
Exactly. And it's funny you should mention Crazy on You, because that's the song Nancy specifically talks about, like as a direct reaction to the Vietnam War.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. She said she and Ann wrote it together,
Yeah.
and it was all about, like, the politics of it all, the dirty politics, as she called it.
That's powerful, man. A direct connection between what was happening in the world and their art.
And get this, she said they felt kind of embarrassed to even call themselves American back then.
Wow. So it's like her feeling embarrassed now, it's like a callback almost.
Yeah, but she's saying it's even stronger now.
More intense, huh?
That's heavy.
Yeah. So what do you think is contributing to that? Like, what's different now?
Well, she talks about Barracuda again, but this time she's saying it feels even more relevant today.
Really? How so?
So think back to what Barracuda was about.
Dealing with a sleazy dude in the industry, right?
Exactly. Misogyny, basically.
Yeah.
And now she's tying that into what she calls this salacious billionaire culture with the whole grab them by the pie mentality. And, anyone who's been paying attention knows exactly what she's referencing there.
Oh, yeah, that infamous Trump recording from back in 95, right? On Access Hollywood.
That's the one. So basically, she's seen parallels between the crap she dealt with back in the 70s and what's happening on a much bigger scale now.
Like that same attitude, but now it's got a national platform. Exactly. And it's not just about Trump specifically. She also talks about attacks on women's rights and LGBT plus rights.
Oh, right.
She feels like that whole thing really gained steam during Trump's second term.
Gotcha. Now, just to be clear, this is all just Nancy Wilson's perspective, right?
Absolutely. We're just relaying what she said in the interview.
Just trying to lay it all out there.
Yeah, no endorsements here, just exploring her viewpoint.
Right. But it is interesting, though, right, how artists often reflect the times they live in.
Totally. They're like cultural barometers or something.
Picking up on the vibe, the anxieties, and the fact that she's looking back at her own work to make sense of what's happening now, that's pretty telling, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It shows how those experiences, those struggles, they're still resonating with her today and shaping her worldview.
But you know what's interesting? She's not all doom and gloom about it.
No.
No. She actually talks about hoping for like an artistic renaissance to push back against what she calls the cranky old rich white guys.
Ooh, interesting. So a kind of artistic revolution, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And she even mentions a possible returning pendulum for women in culture.
Oh, that's kind of hopeful, right? Like a swing back in the right direction.
Yeah, so there's definitely a sense of optimism there too.
It's like she sees the problems, but she also sees the potential for change. And she sees art as a powerful tool for driving that change.
Right. So to kind of sum all this up, we're talking about Nancy Wilson connecting her feelings about America during Vietnam to how she feels now. And a lot of it has to do with issues like misogyny and rights,
Exactly. She sees those threads running through both eras, and it's making her think about the power dynamics at play, both then and now.
Yeah. And you know what? It makes you wonder, what about the art being created right now? Like, what are the songs, the movies, the books that'll be seen as reflecting our time?
That's a good question. What will future generations look back on and say, this is what they were dealing with, this is what they were thinking?
Right. I mean, that's something to ponder, isn't it?
Definitely. It makes you think.
Makes you think.